witches! Today we are going to do a spell for business growth and success. Now this is based on a request that was made by Ashley Akins. Ashley was curious about a spell to increase fame, however, her purposes for that was for business purposes. So this is actually a really good spell that encompasses a lot of different things. This is great for someone like Ashley and myself who are both trying to monetize their online presence. So for me, that would be this channel. But this is also just in general a great spell for building a business, whether that's something on Etsy or an actual physical shop people come into. Or maybe you're an artist looking for commissions, or you just started your own like a realty business. I don't know, whatever it is. Because the point of this is not just to help you bring in more money with the success of that business, but also to draw attention to it, to you, to your business platform, and of course, any advertising and marketing that you're doing. And if it is a business that relies on followers or subscriber counts, this will help with that as well. And I want to be clear here, just like with most of the spells that I give you guys, make sure to make it your own. Every ingredient you put in this should have a specific meaning for you. Don't just put it in here because I told you to, or because you found it in a correspondence book. Do it because it's meaningful to you. And as always, it doesn't have to be your usual crystals and herbs. You can always use little trinkets or items or coins or whatever fits into this that symbolizes what you want to get out of your business. So just like I almost always say in every spell video, get creative with it. For the sake of this video, I'm gonna keep it pretty simple, just because I don't want to make it too specific for my own personal endeavor in this video and kind of confuse anybody or make anybody feel like, oh, well, I should put that in mine, even if their business endeavor is something completely different from mine. So for right now, I'm just gonna stick with like some herbs, crystals, some basic things, and I'll elaborate a little more later. That said, ingredients aside, the first thing you're going to need is some sort of jar, bowl, or cup. Totally up to you. You can color correspond it if you want, whatever. If maybe you just opened your own cafe or restaurant, maybe use an actual bowl or cup from that cafe or restaurant. I don't, so for me, just a plain old jar is gonna do. I don't know if you can see, but this has little arrows on it, and so I like this jar because, oh, I'm blurry. Fix that, okay. Arrows to me symbolize moving forward, moving straight for a specified target. So that was my choice with this, but again, if all you have is a jelly jar that you washed out, that's totally fine. The only thing that I recommend with this is you have something that is either gonna stay open or you can just like easily pop open, because you are going to be consistently interacting with this. This is not a one-time spell. This is something you are going to consistently feed into, because in most scenarios, you are never going to feel like my business got bigger than I wanted it to, or I have too many clients, or too many followers, too many customers, too many subscribers. This is going to be an ongoing endeavor, so you are going to want to interact with this on a regular basis. It doesn't have to be daily, but on a semi-regular basis. You're going to, put items in, take items out, replace them, charge it up, meditate with it. You want to have access to get inside there. The next thing you want is something symbolic of your business specifically. So for me, it is this bewitching, bemused little logo here. For you, it could be a flyer or a business card or a screenshot of your website or blog. Or like me, it could be the actual logo of your business. And then finally, aside from the inside ingredients, you want a blue, purple, or white candle. I'm going to melt this on top of the jar, but remember, I'm not going to seal it shut. If you're not using a jar, you can just place it right in front and melt it in front of it. But with this one, we are going to let it melt all the way down, so how much time you have to dedicate to that is going to determine the size of the candle that you're using. We are also going to carve into this candle, so I wouldn't necessarily recommend birthday candles, but at the end of the day, a candle's a candle, and if you only have birthday candles on hand, that's totally fine. You don't have to carve into them. It's just one step I like to do, but it's not, 100% required. Now, white is a neutral color, so it works for just about every spell. Purple is a great color for success, and blue, to me, the reason I picked dark blue is because that is my success color. To me, when I think of myself being independent, having my own business, that business being successful, power blue is the color I like to go with. So that choice was very personalized for me. You can, if that works for you too, go for it, but just, again, make it your own. Okay, so here we go. We're at my altar right now. Please excuse the dust because I'm still in the middle of cleaning up from my Samhain and Mabon decorations, and, well, you know how it goes. So I am actually lighting some sandalwood incense right now, and I'm going to use this to cleanse, but also to bless all of my ingredients. Sandalwood is great because it does correspond with success. And of course, you know, we're smoke cleansing. Patchouli and frankincense are also great options for this. Now, just remember as you're doing this, you want to go in a clockwise motion because clockwise is drawing in, counterclockwise is for banishing. I will fast forward that a bit in the video, but done with that. Also, I'm sorry, my rabbit is underneath my altar right now, just like digging to the center of the earth, so please ignore that sound. Now, I took my candle and I already carved into it B.B for Bewitching.Bemused, a plus sign for, you know, just symbolizing bringing in followers. And then I also put an eye on here. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's not a very good eye anyway, so it doesn't really matter, but I carved an eye onto it because I want people to see my videos. I want people to see my channel, see what I'm doing, see my posts when I share the videos in places. And so I thought that was a great way to get views. Okay, so now that I carved that in, I am going to anoint it. I am personally going to use full moon water, so moon water. New moon water is a good option for brand new businesses. You know, it's a new venture. Olive oil is also great for anointing because olive oil corresponds with attraction. So you are attracting new customers, new clients, attracting people to your website, to your profile, whatever it is. And of course, once again, go in that clockwise fashion around the candle and draw it down. So you're rubbing it on down toward you because once again, you're bringing it in. So now I'm just going to take this candle, I'm going to infuse it with my intentions, and then I will set it aside for now. I'm going to place my logo for my business in here now because I want to put it right there. I want it facing outward, so every time I see this jar, this is what I think of. But if you are using a bowl or a cup, you can always place it on top. You don't have to put it here like this. And if to you it just makes more sense to maybe put it on the bottom and put everything on top of it, that is also perfectly okay. Now there's going to be lots of cuts in this next part because I'm going to kind of charge things as I am adding them. First thing I'm going to add is a little bit of rabbit fur that came from my rabbit when he was shedding, just because a little bit of luck sometimes goes a long way. All right, that is charged up. Next up, I have basil. Basil is great for money. It is also great for business as well as attraction. So once again, attracting in new customers. Clove is my next ingredient. I have 7 whole cloves here. It's totally up to you how many you want to put in if you choose this ingredient, or if you're, you know, using an herb or a spice like this where they come in these big old chunks. You can use a sacred number or a lucky number or something that is meaningful to you. Totally your choice. Clove is great for success as well as, once again, attraction. Y'all are probably wondering how I get any kind of spell work done with that racket going on from my rabbit. But honestly, I don't usually notice it until I'm making a video. Then I notice it. Rest of the time I just tune it out. After that, I've got a cinnamon stick for success. And this one I just kind of broke in half because I didn't need a full one in there, and the full one would have been a little bit too long for the jar. So just half of one is totally fine. Cinnamon is cinnamon. You can also use powdered cinnamon. Powdered cinnamon gets a little messy, so just something to keep in mind if you're mixing it in there with a bunch of other like crystals or things that you may want to take out and use for something else later. Now, the other thing I forgot to say about the cinnamon and as well as the cloves is I like to use items like that that have a little punch, a little spice, a little intensity to it, as opposed to, you know, by comparison, basil is kind of a bland herb when you eat it, right? I mean, it's not bland, but comparatively to a clove or cinnamon. And I want my channel to be unique. I want it to pop. I want it to stand out. And so that's part of the reason I picked those in particular as success and attraction herbs. The last thing I have for herbs and spices is a little black pepper. Okay, so that is now charged up. So similar to the last two, I chose black pepper because it's spicy. Like, let's give it a little kick. Make it hot, you know, fire things up. In addition to that, black pepper also corresponds with strength. And that's something that I think will go a long way in this, because you want strength in quite a few things in your business. You want your business itself to be strong. You want the income coming in from it to be strong. You want your subscriber base or your clientele to be strongly committed. You want their loyalty. You want to bring them in and you want to keep them. You want repeat customers. It also takes strength to run your own business and start your own business. So that is something I kind of had in mind with that. Next up, I have 7 pumpkin seeds. Now, if you watched my pumpkin spell video, you know that pumpkin seeds are great for, whoops. Where did it go? I dropped it in my drawer here. I found it. Aha. Okay, let me charge this up first, and then I'll focus on what I was saying. Pumpkin seeds are great for abundance as well as growth. So those are both great things that we want with a business. You want abundance of work, abundance of customers, abundance of income. And of course, the whole point of this is for the business to grow. So I'm about to add my final 2 ingredients now before I just close it up for now. And then of course, I have other things that I will add later on down the line because I'm going to keep interacting with this. Green aventurine is great for success and wealth. Put that in there very carefully. Don't want to break the jar. And then finally we have some green jasper, which is great for growth. And put that in. So now we're going to close this up. And I want you to kind of have in mind what you're going to say, but always when I do spell work, I don't usually like to write in advance. I like to just speak from the heart, speak off the cuff. I'm probably going to mute myself as I do this in this video because, I don't know, it's not that personal, but it's awkward. First thing is just take it and hold it, sit with it for a bit, meditate over it, and just add a little more intention to it. What is the purpose of this specific jar or bowl? And if you have something that's set up, you can hold your hands over it. Whatever your style is totally fine. Just give it its purpose. Say, now tell it, I'm putting all these things together now because you need to work together to accomplish this particular goal for me. So right now, just work on your visualization and put that energetically in here. Okay, once you are done with that, here's what we're gonna do first. Before you attach your candle on the top or set it in front of, go ahead and light it, because we're going to light it and then hold it under here, because we are starting a fire. We are starting a fire under this business. We are getting it going. Just kind of giving it a good kick in the ass to get it started. And that's when I usually like to say a little something to it. So here we go. I also like to circle it in a clockwise motion once again. Now I had the flame pretty close to the bottom of this jar because it's glass, and I was being careful, but like, just be aware, don't touch the bottom afterward, it will be hot, and if you're using something plastic, just be careful. And of course I had to drag this in here because I almost forgot, hey, I don't want to set that directly onto a wood surface. So yeah, so at this point, I'm going to leave it here and keep an eye on it because this is not always the sturdiest way to burn a candle, so just be aware. I am now simply going to let it burn all the way down. And then after this point, I'm personally going to set this in an area that gets a lot of bright sunshine because once again, I'm trying to illuminate myself. I'm trying to get more eyes on my videos, on my channel, on me, and get more people to subscribe. So I'm gonna place it in the sun and interact with it regularly. So I still like to put a good amount of items in the jar or bowl, whatever, to get started, because you don't want to just start it with one ingredient. You want it to pack a punch right at the beginning. But don't just load up that jar completely full to the brim right off the bat. Remember what I said earlier, you are still going to be adding to it as you go. You just want that energy to constantly be getting recycled, rejuvenated. So a couple of things that I plan to add to it later is a little bit of soil to signify growth. Some runes that are, specifically have to do with my goals for my business. I'm actually going to print out like a little tiny world map because I don't just want to draw viewers from America, but also from everywhere else around the the world. And then I might also add like some coins, some money to, you know, start bringing in a little bit of money. And then personally, I just like to leave these things a little bit open. I might just come across something like a little silver star charm or something in a little shop that I might go, oh, that'd be perfect. That totally symbolizes what I'm going for right now. This is perfect for my jar. Bloop, add that later. So I just like to get creative and leave my mind open to what else may come in. But I think it's always good to start off with those standard herbs and crystals. And you can get a little playful with it right now if you want. By all means, feel free to. All right, everyone, that was it for the jar. If you enjoyed this, please hit that thumbs up. If you're not already subscribed, please do so and hit the bell so you get notifications when my new videos come out. You can always reach me on Instagram or email. And if you have any video requests, please leave them in the comments below. And for now, yep, that's everything. All right, I'll see you all soon.